I think we disagree mostly on things of degree, like dismantling the administrative state and destroying regulations. You talk about tariffs and how they protect the American consumer, but wouldn't widespread deregulation between our industries help that more?
Well, no. So I just want to be clear. Are you actively trying to get libertarians elected in Nevada?
No.
Okay, good. All right, then fair enough. Then I shouldn't ridicule you. No, I just think it's so insane to try to get libertarians elected
A
because
little
they're
bit
just
of a
not.
waste of time. Yeah.
Totally agree. Yes. So let me tell you what I'm libertarian on, and then you tell me. I'll tell you what I'm not libertarian on, and then we can find out where we disagree. Is that cool? I'm very libertarian on guns. I think that people have a God-given inalienable right to own weapons, and that the Second Amendment shall not be infringed, and that without the Second Amendment, you don't have a First Amendment, a Third Amendment, a Fourth Amendment, and the Second Amendment is God-given. We agree on that, right?
Right.
I believe that the government should be severely restrained in its spying, its capacity to be able to monitor our private communications. I think you should get a warrant before that you ever are able to spy in communications, and I think the FISA statute should be completely repealed. And I think it's abused by politicians too much. Finally, I think we largely agree on war. I think the Iraq war was a mistake. The Afghanistan war was a mistake. I think us sending money to Ukraine is a total mistake. And I think that this experiment in the American empire has been terrible and awful. Let me tell you what I'm not libertarian on, okay? I'm not libertarian on immigration. I do not think that we should have open borders and invite the people of every country around the world to come here while our own citizens are suffering and not able to get ahead as much as their parents, right? So that's where I'm not libertarian. Secondly, and then I'll let you respond, I'm not libertarian on drug legalization. I think that our moving towards drug legalization that starts with marijuana and eventually cocaine and then psychedelics and then heroin has been very bad for society. It increases crime. I do not like this idea that you drive every corner and there's marijuana clinics in every corner. I don't think that it has improved the well-being or the soul of this nation. So on those two things, I'm not libertarian. Please respond.
Do drugs cause crime, or does the drug war cause crime?
Well, people cause crime, but you also must understand what you do from a policy perspective. Just using prudence and not abstractions, is what I am doing improving the livelihood of my people, or is it hurting the livelihood of my people? And I could be honest, I don't know, maybe you guys disagree, but since the legalization of weed in a lot of Western states, I do not think it's increased the quality of life out West. You could disagree, though.
Maybe not for the people in jail who are incarcerated for nonviolent drug
I think that's a good
possession
argument.
crimes.
Those are actually two different things, though. Decriminalizing something in the sense of how you enforce it, I can agree with, but then legalizing it so that a 19-year-old can go get a bunch of weed on the street corner. We were told a couple things when it came to the drug war. We were told that usage rates would go down. We were told that the cartel would get super poor and that it would like bankrupt the cartel, and we were told that it would not increase crime in the areas. None of those three things actually happened.
We didn't end the drug war. We never ended the drug war. It's still going on right now.
No, I know. So is it your perspective to decriminalize all drugs?
Yes,
Okay. So including heroin.
absolutely.
Okay, got it. So do you think San Francisco is a good example of drug policy?
No, no.
But all drugs are legal in San Francisco.
I don't know if that's the case.
No, it is. Yeah, I could literally, you and I could get in a car right now, and you and I can get morphine, we can get heroin or fentanyl on the side of the street and shoot up together and watch the sunset over the Golden Gate Bridge.
With the cops. With the cops.
What?
Just like right next to us, just hanging
No,
out.
not only that,
shooting up
the state
heroin
gives
next
you
to
the
cops.
drugs. And the needles. Did you know that?
No.
That's libertarianism at play, though, my friend. So San Francisco has embraced
The
libertarian.
government does not have any responsibility to distribute drugs.
Fair enough, fine, but it's not just, it's an extreme. They distribute drugs in San Francisco. In Portland, they don't enforce any drug laws. Now, I think you guys can all agree the dirtiness and the lack of safety in San Francisco, Portland, Seattle should be a cautionary tale that maybe widespread drug legalization is a really, really bad idea. Do you guys agree? What is your response to that?
I don't have any response to that because I don't have the data on hand.
Fair
but
enough.
I-
But this is not a data argument, though. Just take a road trip. I want you to drive through San Francisco, Portland, and Seattle anytime in the next couple of years. I want you to think about this conversation and ask yourself, is this the best we can do as a country? And is what we are doing working? Here's my perspective. We're the wealthiest country ever, where the young ladies in this audience probably don't feel safe walking the streets of San Francisco at night. Nor should you, right? And I think, not even here, yeah. And by the way, what a moral failure that you can't walk your own cities at night. People say, Charlie, what are your politics? How about this? I want to be able to walk every major American city at night and enjoy it like my parents did. and not have to worry about being raped, mugged, or shut down. And like whatever it takes to get that done, let's do that thing.
I think a partial solution to that is just more guns. I mean, if in California it wasn't illegal to own a gun,
I do agree with that, sort of, but I think at some point, if people are showing a pattern of crime, they shouldn't be on the street, right? So if they're dealing drugs and smashing windows and they're holding up, you know, whatever, 7-Elevens, you should be in jail for a long time for those things. And what San Francisco, Portland, and Seattle have done is that they have no cash bail, they decriminalized it, and they basically, you could get out the same day you commit a crime. And again, I just think that this is not even political, but I guess the Republican Party is now the ambassador of this. It's so simple that if you don't feel safe in your own great cities, your leaders have failed you and they should all be fired. Thank you. You have one more thought?
One more thought about tariffs. I want to go back to my original
Sure,
question.
I'm very much in favor of tariffs, yeah.
The costs are ultimately passed down to the consumer.
Not always. That's interesting. So why are pickup trucks so much cheaper in America than they are in Europe?
No idea.
Because they're made here. You know that we heavily tariff pickup trucks more than any other car coming into the country? So how do you avoid a tariff? Make it here. So what tariffs do is they're forcing functions for overseas companies to build factories here. See, you're only looking at tariffs through a one-dimensional DC Chamber of Commerce lens. The way that you tell a company, oh, avoid the tariff, build the factory in Nevada. And so, for example, you guys probably, any parents own a Toyota pickup truck? Anybody? They're actually pretty good, yeah? Look at, there's a couple hands. Toyota builds all their pickup trucks here, and they avoid the 25% tariff. So it's not a tax. It actually incentivizes homeland production and more jobs for our country, and actually the price doesn't get passed on to the consumer.
I think hands down, deregulation upon
No,
our
I mean,
American
I
companies
tend to
would
agree
do.
with that, but I also want to live in the real world, not fantasy world, and I think that also fundamentally you have a social contract to your people that, for example, if we have critical vitamin needs in this country, most of our drugs are made in China. That's bad, okay? Like we don't have to overthink it. You don't need a chart. You don't need a graph. Bad that we don't make our own drugs, okay? That 90% of all vitamin C is made in China. You need vitamin C to live, literally. It's ascorbic acid. Make it here. So anyway, we could agree to disagree on that. I think tariffs are great forcing functions, especially if you're a wealthy country. Tariffs are really good if you're wealthy and the incumbent power.
Okay.
God bless you. Are you voting for Trump?
No.
Who are you voting for? Chase Oliver?
Yeah.
But why?
He's the best candidate on the field for sure.
But so you're going to vote for someone who can't win?
Yes, because my vote doesn't matter anyways.
But if your vote doesn't matter, why vote at all?
It's going to matter more if I vote for the candidate with the least amount of votes. It's proportionally larger. If I hit if our candidate hits the 5% threashhold, that's kind of the goal. And
Why?
we get matching federal funding.
What?
Matching federal funds from the U.S. government, which will make our party wealthier and be more competitive.
So let me just be clear. So do you think that there's, from the values you care about, which is liberty, yeah, and make sure you're talking to the mic, is there no material difference to your life between Trump and Kamala?
Oh yeah, Trump way better than Kamala. Kamala is pure evil. Kamala Harris is pure evil.
But no, it's okay. So, but you're in a battleground state. You can go do your 5% thing a different time. Isn't it probably worth against like being drafted to World War III? Just suck it up, put on the MAGA hat, and vote for Trump. You'll think about it. You'll think about it.
Yeah, I'll think about it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.